Before we get into this video, I just want to say that I've been invited and accepted into the Ubisoft creator program. He just want to be in the video so bad, though. I have been invited and accepted into the Ubisoft creator program to provide you guys the best Ubisoft content to touch this earth. No cap. But without further ado, for our first video, we are going to talk about XDefiant, which just released today, and I'm going to give you guys the best graphic settings, controller settings, audio settings to give you guys the best possible gameplay for you guys. And this goes for console and PC as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to start off with the gameplay and UI settings within XDefiant. So we're just going to get straight into it, man. So for my gameplay input, obviously I play on controller. That's just what I do. If you're a mouse and keyboard player, you can definitely play on mouse and keyboard. Now I do not have the best mouse and keyboard settings and sensitivity for you guys. So I'm pretty sure there's 1,000 videos out there to give you guys that information, but I rock my controller. That's just what I'm used to, and that's what I'm using. Okay, so for the field of view, obviously I'm maxing out at 120. If you guys, I think the sweet spot would definitely be anywhere from 110 to 120. Try not to go below 110 or even like 105, something like that. Definitely 120. It just gives you more view. You can view more, give you a wider field of view. You can see a lot more, have more visibility on the map, and then it's going to increase your gameplay. Trust me. If you can see, you can aim, you can fry. You get what I'm saying? Let's lock in. Boom. So for the ADS field of view, obviously I have it on consistent. ADS behavior, hold, obviously it's no brainer. ADS sensitivity transition, make sure it's on instant. Melee during ADS, I have that off because I don't want anything interrupting my ADS or like, you know, my gunfights or anything like that. Nah, I could possibly just miss and hit the button too hard and I just melee in the middle of a gunfight and then I lose. You know what I'm saying? So definitely turn it off. Aiming interrupts reload. I have that on because if I'm aiming, obviously I'm aiming at somebody, and if I'm reloading, I want it to stop so I can go ahead and continue shooting. You get what I'm saying? So I definitely have it on. Crouch behavior, I have that on toggle. Sprint behavior, I have it on tap. Auto sprint on. Obviously, you know, you guys should know if it's like I think you should be able just to push the button and you're automatically sprinting. Why are you walking? If you're walking, you're like a sitting target. Don't walk, run, sprint. Pedal to the metal, my friend. And then as for the auto sprint threshold, I have it on 1, and that's basically saying like as soon as you hit the button, you're going to start running. You know, if you have like a higher threshold, you'll probably hit the button. It's going to take you a while for it to run. It's going to have probably like a delay or whatever. But just make sure you have it all the way at 1, 0, whatever, and you'll definitely see a difference, okay? Sprint, interrupt, reload, I have that on off. Slide behavior, tap, auto reload weapon on, auto switch weapon on. Auto grab ledge, I had that on off. You could be in the middle of a gunfight, you're probably jumping or something, you just you know, automatically grab a ledge and it could cause you to die. So you definitely don't want anything interrupting your gunfights and stuff like that. So definitely have it off. All right. Walk behavior, hold. Scoreboard behavior, hold. Adjust HUD limits, that's really up to you. I have mine just a little closer to the screen, to the middle of the screen, so I have to be looking so far away on my monitor or whatever. So I have mine on that. The rest of the stuff is really up to you. I have damage numbers on just so I can know what type of damage I'm really dealing to people, and like, you know, what gun gives the most damage and where at on the body. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely have that on. Enemy health bars, I have it on. Minimap rotation, I have it off. I want my minimap to stay still and stagnant. I don't want my minimap rotating all over the place. I don't like it. Real quick, if you guys do hear my dog, he's a little puppy. He's very playful. So if you guys hear him in the background, I apologize. All right, let's lock in. All right. So for the distant units, we have it on meters. Like I said, the rest of the stuff is really up to you. FPS display, I have it on. Ping display, I have it on. I just like to see if I'm lagging or not, and I definitely like to see how many frames I'm getting within gameplay and stuff like that. But if you don't want that stuff on there, you can definitely just turn it off. It's really up to you. And I just think the information is very helpful when you're playing a game and stuff like that. Yeah, so now we're gonna go over to controller settings. Like I said, I'm not a mouse and keyboard player. I am a controller player. So if you are a mouse and keyboard player, I'm pretty sure there's a video out there somewhere that's gonna give you guys the best possible mouse and keyboard settings for you guys. So definitely check out one of those videos. But this is just not the video. I'm sorry. I apologize. But let's continue. All right. So for my controller settings now, my button layout and my stick layout is definitely on default. Reason why it's on default is because I have paddles on my controller. So I have 2 paddles here on the back. If you guys can see it, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. There's wires right here. Sorry. I have 2 2 paddles on the back of my controller, so I can use this to crouch and this to probably jump or whatever, and then I can keep my right analog stick as like melee, just in case somebody like gets really close to me. I just have it on that. I know some people like to play. I think there's one called. Let me see. Okay, it's not on the stick layout. Give me 1 second. There's one that is called. Let me see. Brawler. Brawler is really similar to the setting in Call of Duty, if you guys do play Call of Duty, but it's really similar to that, where you can just crouch with your analog stick and melee with the circle. It just switches those two inputs. So that's a really good one as well, but I just have mine on default, like I said. All right. Now, for aim assist, obviously standard. I wouldn't turn off aim assist. If you're playing on controller, you playing without aim assist, you're bugging, bro. You're tripping. Just turn it on. All right. So boom, aim assist standard. You can adjust the strength if you want, but I just have mine on 0. I just keep that on default. Aim response curved, I have mine on reverse S curve, because I feel like that's just what I've been using, and I think it feels good. I haven't really tested out the other two, but reverse S curve definitely for me, it feels really good and I enjoy it. Okay. Horizontal vertical sensitivity, I have mine on 40 and 35 for the vertical. I'm still trying to find my sensitivity to make sure I don't miss any shots. So just make sure you guys find your sensitivity. Don't have it too high to where you're missing shots, and don't have it too low to where you can't move around and just stay on target. You know what I'm saying? But the lower, the better, because you stay on target a whole lot easier. So just make sure you guys don't have it too high. Okay, let's lock in. Now for the ADS sensitivity multiplier, I have mine on 0.75. This is low zoom, and for the high zoom, I have it 0.70. Dead zone left stick and dead zone right stick, I have 10 on the left stick and I have 12 on the right stick, simply because I do have stick drift on my controller. And basically dead zone is the setting to negate the stick drift. Okay, so the higher it is, the less stick drift you're gonna have, because basically like it's adjusting like the dead zone of the stick. So the further you move your right stick, and like the less delay it has. So if the lower you go, the less delay it has, and the further you go, the more delay it has. But it does help with stick drift. You're not going to notice much stick drift. Okay. Acceleration speed multiplier 0. Oh, real quick with the dead zone, if you have like a brand new controller, just make sure you have this as low as possible without it feeling weird. Okay. But if it starts to feel weird, just put it up a little bit. But just make sure you guys have this like these set as low as possible. Okay. So you won't have much delay whenever you're trying to input something. And the rest of the stuff is on default except for controller vibration. If you play with controller vibration on any shooter game, you're bugging. I'm gonna tell you, okay? From my heart to yours, you bugging. Turn it off, all right? Now, so that is my controller settings. Let's go over to the audio and voice chat settings. Now, really, this stuff is really up to you and how you want your volume to be. But I personally recommend having the main volume and the sound effects volume all the way to 100. And you can turn the dialogue volume, music volume. I turn the music all the way down because I just don't want to hear any music. This is the volume for like your main menu and stuff like that, the UI. And then the dialogue volume is basically like character dialogue, like when they're talking in the game. I turn it down to 40 because you don't want them too high to where like they drown out like the footsteps and gunshots, stuff like that. You don't want that to happen. So I just put mine down to 40. And if you want to go lower, you definitely can. Just adjust it how you want it, and what makes you play better, and make sure you can hear everything that's going on in the game. Voice chat, obviously I want it on. I want people to talk trash to me. That's the shit. I just want people to talk shit. Go ahead, go crazy. Talk trash, my boy. Talk trash, I don't care. So I want to hear it. And people might be having some funny conversation in the background. But obviously if their mic is trash, y'all boys just gonna mute them. Everybody does that. If their mic is trash, just mute them. It is what it is. Yeah, like I said, all this stuff is really up to you and like your preference and your system to find your microphone and things like that. It's really up to you. So all this stuff you can really adjust on your own. This is just what I have and what works for my PC and my setup. Okay. So now on to the video and graphics settings. This setting is for PC. I'm pretty sure console got some settings over there as well. And if the console settings are on this and they're the same, I'm gonna give you guys the best settings for that as well. Okay, so off rip my PC. Off rip. If you want the best frames, you want your game to run smooth, look good, things like that, copy these settings down. Okay, so for display mode, you have to have it full screen. It's gonna give you the max frames possible. Don't have it on window full screen, and don't have it on window full screen all the way. Okay, 1920 by 1080. I don't know if you guys have like a higher monitor with higher resolution, but if you want to play on that resolution, by all means go for it. But my monitor, just this is what the monitor that I have, because this is max like resolution and stuff. For my monitor, this is what works on my setup. So 1920, 1080. I have 165 hertz monitor. So obviously put your refresh rate at whatever the highest refresh rate of your monitor is. Put that there. Okay. If you guys are playing on like a 60 hertz monitor, if you're playing on a 60 hertz monitor right now and you have like a P5, I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna play on 120 frames. You're not gonna play on 120 frames if you're on P5. If you're on P5, you have your P5 is capable of 120 hertz, 120 frames. It's capable. You need a monitor to match that. So anything from a 144 hertz monitor up, you need to have that in order for it to display in 120. You can actually see the gameplay in 120 and actually feel the gameplay in 120 frames. Okay, so you need the monitor and also the cables. There's some cables out there that don't support 120 hertz, so just make sure you have like a HDMI cable that supports 120 hertz and stuff like that. I'm sorry, Kaido is chewing on his dog toy like crazy right now. If you guys can hear it, like I said, I really do apologize. I'm sorry. Okay, he's a puppy. But yeah, just make sure you have this at whatever the highest refresh rate for your monitor is, and you should be good to go. Okay, so triple buffering, have that off. Reduce latency on. Obviously, you wanna reduce the latency as possible so you can be snappy and win those gunfights. You feel me? The video reflects low latency. You can have this on or on plus boost, depending on your PC and like how you got it set up. I'm not entirely too educated on that factor, but I just stick with on. I know a lot of people do run on plus boost, but I just stick with it on. If you can definitely top of mind, it's fine. Okay. Brightness and contrast, definitely really whatever you're up to and how your monitor looks and stuff like that, it's up to you. All right. DX12 renderer, I have this off. I did see one post that said if you can have it on, it's pretty decent, but I just personally, I just have it off. I just have it off. And you have to have a certain like you have to have like a certain graphics card, I believe, to even have this enabled, I think. But I just have it off. That's just me. I just have it off. All right. VSync, obviously off. Any game, just turn off VSync. Any game, turn off VSync. Turn it off. It's not good. We don't like the latency and all that stuff like that, the input lag. You don't want any input lag when you're playing the game. You want, as soon as you press the button, it's going to take action in the game. Okay, so that's why we turn off VSync. Just turn it off. I have a frame rate limit on because I just don't want it to go higher than 165 because it will start like screen tearing, I believe is what it's called, and I don't want any screen tearing. So basically, why I have it on 165 because that's what my monitor max refresh rate is 165 hertz. So I just keep it at that, and if it goes above that, you will see like a little bit of screen tear because my monitor can't keep up because given like maybe what 200, 300 frames, and my monitor just simply can't keep up. There's a truck going past. I apologize. But yes, I just have mine on 165. Now, if you have a pretty decent PC, you have a better monitor, better PC than me, like a better everything. Like your setup is crazy. For all means, you can turn this off and just have it go crazy. Like honestly, but my PC, like I said, my PC is not trash. My PC is not trash, but it isn't like high end, if that makes sense. Like it's not a crazy beast type of PC, but it's a really good PC. My PC does me well. Okay. So for the shadow quality, I have it on low, spot shadows low, spot shadow resolution low. I put everything on usually low to medium to give myself the more frames so I can increase my gameplay and my game can feel smoother. Okay, it might cost a little bit of visibility, but it's not that noticeable. Okay, so yeah, so spot shadows low, spot shadow resolution low, contact shadows off, resolution scale 100, sharpening 8. I have it on 8. You can put it down to 7 if you want, but I have mine on 8. Particle detail high, volumetric fog low, global reflection quality medium, local reflection quality low. Paddle, chill real quick, bro, just chill out. Vegetation quality low, subsurface scattering off, ambient occlusion medium, object detail 60, extra stream and distance 10, lens flare off because I don't want the sun glaring on my screen to where I can't see. Turn it off. I don't need it. You feel me? Water quality, I have it on low. You have it on low, medium. Really up to you, and really depends on your rig. If you have like a really good one, then you can probably keep this on high if you want. Honestly, if you have like a beast PC, honestly, all these 7 settings, you can have it on high to medium, literally, and your game is gonna look just fine. It's gonna run crazy. It's gonna run so much frames. Okay, so the chromatic variation off, and then terrain quality I have it on medium. Okay, and that should be really it. The rest of the stuff is really up to you. Apply these settings. If you want to turn off crossplay, say if you're on console, you only play with console people, you turn it off. Let's say if you're on PC, you only play with PC people, turn it on. Now, input-based matchmaking, if you're on controller, you only want to play with controller players, put it on. Okay? If you only want to play with, like, you know, if you're playing on mouse keyboard, only want to play with mouse and keyboard players, turn it on. It's really up to you, how you want to play the game, okay? But that now he got the squeak toy. Lord have mercy. Thank God I'm done with the video though, okay? But that is my settings for XDefiant, was just released today. And like I said, I just been accepted in I just been invited and accepted into the Ubisoft creator program. So definitely be on the lookout for very, very creative videos on XDefiant and many other Ubisoft games to come. Okay, I appreciate you guys for watching and clicking on this video. I love y'all. Y'all boys stay blessed, stay really great. I see y'all boys. Can I tell them bye, bro? Give it here. Can I tell them bye real quick? Just chill, just chill, just chill, just chill, homie. Y'all boys stay blessed, stay really great. I see y'all boys next video, man.